that Iran was not actively pursuing a nuclear weapon and was at least 3 years away. Israel has suggested that it had to act fast because Tehran was quickly approaching a point of no return in its nuclear weapons program. U.S. intelligence assessments concluded something very different.
All right, guys, long time no see, and I know things look a bit different from the last time I did see you. A bit of a life update for those who just watched the videos. I've been moving, that's why I haven't been making videos the last 2 or 3 days. I am excited to be back. Just a few things briefly. I do have my own space now. That is a wonderful, new, exciting thing. I'm not sure how different things are going to look from here. I just wanted to make sure to get some videos out. We might be close like this. We might stay far like this, maybe medium. Let me know in the comments what you think looks best. We're going to get a teleprompter. There's going to be a lot of looking away that's more noticeable. All of that will be fixed in the coming weeks. Just know that I appreciate you guys for making all of this possible. And with that being said, today's first video is going to be on Trump, since I was gone, seemingly deciding that war with Iran is cool, taking steps to accelerate us into it even so. So like, leave us a like on the video as always. It gives us a big boost in the algorithm. And let's just dive right into this using a CNN segment.
Israel has suggested that it had to act fast because Tehran was quickly approaching a point of no return in its nuclear weapons program. But sources tell CNN that U.S. intelligence assessments concluded something very different. That Iran was not actively pursuing a nuclear weapon and was at least 3 years away. And this morning, the president is weighing in on this. So let's go live now to CNN White House reporter Elena Trine. Elena, walk us through this new back and forth on Iran's nuclear capabilities.
Yeah, well, there seems to be some daylight, Pamela, between what the U.S. intelligence community is saying regarding how far off Iran is from developing a usable nuclear weapon and what Israel is saying really to justify some of the attacks that we've seen them make toward Iran.
It's funny because it shows how Republicans really haven't changed as much in the last 20 years as we might have thought. They're all just Dick Cheney and George Bush still, as Trump has now been stating that the U.S. might be getting involved as he ramps up his comments, escalates them on both the Israeli strike and just on Iran in general since the Israeli strike, where it seems he is now willing to jump on this fast track to a collision with Iran entirely unjustified from what U.S. intelligence says, but even what Tulsi Gabbard, the Trump administration itself, testified to in front of Congress, where Tulsi said that Iran wasn't even close to having a nuclear weapon. So I wonder what has since caused this rapid 180. To me, I think it has something to do with Muriel Madelson and the $100 million that she gave Trump this election cycle. But even more important to note, none of this is even a question if Trump didn't horrendously pull us out of the first Iran nuclear deal just because Obama did it, where Iran is now, because of Trump's actions, saying they won't work on another one with us. Great job, Trump.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
So, Pamela, the reason that this is so important, of course, is because it shows that the president seems to be more in line right now with what we are hearing from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, using that to really justify these different missiles that they are launching toward Iran. I should say these unprecedented strikes that we have seen. Much more, hopefully, that we can learn today from what the president is doing behind closed doors, particularly in that upcoming meeting with his National Security Council in the Situation Room.
Yeah, guys, America first. Remember, it's America first to send Israel billions of dollars and then totally capitulate to every single thing they say, even when it goes directly against U.S. intelligence. So much so that you're willing to possibly put U.S. troops on the line. Need you be reminded, Trump in his first term went against advisors' wishes to do something similar and attack Iran, and it led to retaliatory strikes that killed U.S. soldiers. I guess it's safe to say that Trump hasn't really learned his lesson. I mean, I think we all knew that, but it does beg the question again as to why. Iran often gets placed as the boogeyman in the Middle East, so that's nothing new, right? Largely just to keep the eyes off the injustices in Gaza and Lebanon, but also to better frame Israel as the forever good guy. But why is Trump doing this now?
Does the U.S. want to end it or join it? Does the president have the capacity and the bandwidth to do it? Is he willing to put pressure on Israel? if he decides that there's going to be a diplomatic solution here. Is he willing to fully commit to military action? I think there's a lot we don't know about Trump, and the hard decisions that he's faced with here almost all go against his instincts.
And the funny part is, I personally do agree that the United States should work to denuclearize other nations. I think preferably through peace, but even through strength at times. But again, I would reassert, I think things like the Budapest Memorandum go a lot further than veiled threats and drone strikes. But like, we now know from the IAEA, Iran wasn't even close to nuclearizing. They were years away, didn't have any infrastructure in place, but you know who has? Israel. And literally nobody cares. Why isn't anyone talking about this? And I mean, it's weird because Israel having nukes obviously incentivizes their neighbors to get them. I don't think anyone should have them. You would also think that if wanting the countries that are more so opposed to Western interests to not have them, Iran, Saudi Arabia, these countries, then ridding Israel from having them as well would be a goal, because it would limit or lower that incentive for them to get them. And in that, you could also leverage some sort of a peace deal, right? Where, Israel, doesn't strike this country in this, and they agree to denuclearize and this, and kind of like the Budapest Memorandum with Russia and Ukraine. But instead, Trump just wants to do his typical Arab racism bit and go after Iran because they're, again, long the boogeyman man, and they're Arabs. And he feels like he could probably best rally his base behind military action with them, if it's going to be anyone, because Islamophobia is so prominent in American culture. But it really is a sad thing to see Trump failing America on every front.